Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 2, text number 31. Swadharmam abhichaveksha na vikampidam arhasi dharmyadhi yuddhakshreyo anya kshatriyasya na vidyade. Bearing in the mind your natural duty as a warrior, you must not be reluctant to fight for this religious cause. There is no better auspicious duty for a warrior to perform other than engaging in battle. So Krishna is telling here to Arjun that you should know that you are not this body. You are a spirit soul, situated in the region of the heart. Now, understanding between the soul and body, you have no reason for lamenting for either of them. So therefore, even if you take it in a bodily platform, or say your swadharma of your body is actually a kshatriya. Soul has no such identification. Soul has only one identification, that he is the servant of God. But when you take birth in this material world, in different community, in a country, in a religious group, in some caste system, so you have a particular duty to perform. Now you are a politician. Arjuna is a politician. So now, therefore, his duty became to protect the citizens. I already mentioned in the previous verses, if some or other Duryodhan comes back to the power, it will be a disastrous for the planet at large. A empress like Panjali was humiliated so much in the royal court, assembly hall. What to speak of ordinary man and woman? If he comes back to the power, he is going to destroy the entire religious principles. Therefore, it becomes obvious that you should destroy them. Now you take it as a swadharma. Now you take it, your swadharma, as a kshatriya. It is the best not to run away from the battlefield. You should fight against the enemies and establish the religious principles. Why? Because it's become your duty. Because your older brother is going to be the emperor after this war. So naturally, before that also your older brother was the emperor, but he was dethroned by tricks and cheating. So therefore, now you have to reclaim that position by killing these people, because they haven't left anything else for any kinds of negotiations. So only way to just assassinate them. So it's become your swadharma. So now in the Sanatana Dharma, there are 4 orders, social orders, which is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. These are the Sanskrit terms. Intellectual class, warrior class, farmers, and labor class. Intellectual and Kshatriyas, they are very advanced. And they don't work for anybody. The Brahmanas are going to counsel the Kshatriyas, because they were so expert in studying the Vedas and give the Vedic conclusions to the administrators, like the kings. And the Kshatriyas rule according to the direction given by the Brahmanas. And how the country runs? Because of the Vaishyas. Vaishyas do business, Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam, Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. Do the agricultural things produce all kinds of vegetables, all kinds of fruits, all kinds of grains, all kinds of nuts. They produce and they sell. Milk products, they make ghees and yogurt and they sell. Vanijam, there they have a banking and all other different businesses. By doing such businesses, they bring money and pay taxes to the administrators. And administrators rule with that money. That was the policy. Paricharyatmagam Shudrashabi Swabhavajam. Paricharyatmagam means those who are laborers do the ordinary work, like plumbing or engineering things. All these things, they assist the Vanijya people, the business people. So in that way, the business people gets support from the laborers. This is the way the society is organized by the Lord. Chadurvarnyam Maya Srishtam. These four things are created by me. And those who are not interested in social life, then they take the ashrama life. Varna ashrama. Varna means Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Ashrama means Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. These four things makes this planet run very smoothly. There are counselors who counsels based on scriptural notifications, and the brahmacharis are there, grihasthas are there. They are all worshipping the Supreme Lord. So, Varnashrama Acharavade Purushasena Parapuman Vishnur Aradhyade Panda Nanya Tattosha Karanam. In the Vishnu Purana it is said, Varnashrama Acharavade. By following these four Varna and Ashrama, the Varnashrama people worship the central deity called Lord Vishnu. Without worshipping Vishnu, these Varnashrama is going to be a demoniac Varnashrama, not the divine Varnashrama. Divine Varnashrama, Vishnu or Krishna is in central. And demoniac Varnashrama, they are not in central. These Varnashrama, especially Varnas, are there all over the planet. In India, you have also ashrama. You don't see the ashramas outside of India. Since the Krishna movement have come all over the planet, then the Varnas also have started coming to all the planets, to all different part of the planets. So now you can see Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi everywhere. In England, in America, in Europe, in Africa, in Australia, in Asia, in Middle East, everywhere these four classes are there. Social and spiritual divisions. Social divisions are actually there. They are also having counselors, like equal to Brahmanas. Then second is administrators, the kings and the rulers. Third is they also produce vegetables and fruits, work in the in farming and Goraksha and all those things and businesses. And there are also laborers. So they all having these four classes. But because they are not Krishna conscious, it has become a demoniac Varnashrama Dharma. The goal is zero, not none to them. Why I am actually following the rules and regulations? To satisfy whom? to satisfy the king, the ruler, the government. That much only they can go. Their consciousness can reach only up to that level. They cannot go beyond that, understanding God and His energies and all. But we, Bharatavasis, they know following the four Varnashramas to satisfy the Supreme Lord. So now we have to see in the Srimad Bhagavatam, when Ajamila was actually in big trouble by the order carriers of Yamaraj, he began to call out for Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. So immediately Narayana people came and obstructed. The Yamaraj people were trying to snatch the soul to take to the hellish planet. Because Ajamila performed a devotional service when he was a teenager. The Supreme Lord remembered, even though in between he stopped his devotional service, engaged in all kinds of sinful activities, killing people, stealing their properties, robbing unexpectedly the businessmen and various people going through his area. So he has done tremendous sinful activities. Therefore, Yamaraj people came and tried to take him. But here we see the Narayana people came and stopped that. Why? Because he called Narayana at the time of death. He called his son, but Narayana being absolute, the Supreme Lord sent his people. The detailed pastimes can be explained some other time. Now here, when they were trying to snatch the soul from the body of Ajamil, Narayana's people stopped and began to talk to them. So they asked them, they were 3 guys, Narayana's people were 4 guys. Why 3 guys? Because people act manasa, vaja, karmana. So they commit sinful activities by mind, then vacha, words, and karma, actions. So 3 people come there to take the soul to Yamaraj's place and read the judgment and send him to the respective cell for punishment or mixed cells. So here Narayana's people stopped Yamaraj's people. So Narayana's people began to talk. They said to these guys, Yamaraj's order carriers, Yuyam vai dharma rajasya vidhi nirdesha karina. Nirdesha karina means you are the order carriers of Dharmaraj. Yuyam vai, all of you. Yuyam means all of you. Yuyam vai dharmarajasya. Dharmaraja means Yamaraj. Yadhi nirdesha karina. You are the order carriers of him. So therefore, you should know what is dharma and adharma. Vidhi nirdesha karina brudha dharmasya nastatvam yaksha adharmasya lakshanam. You tell us in truth what is the dharma and what is the sign, lakshana of adharma. Why you have taken? Because he has given up his swadharma. Therefore you are taking. We know the swadharma of every living being is to worship Lord Narayana or Krishna. So that is their swadharma. Now at the time of death, he has called out for Narayana. That is the swadharma. That is what we understand. And then Narayana Smriti, at the time of death, a person who chants Narayana's name, he is qualified to go to the spiritual world, Vaikuntha planet. So that is what they have done. So Yamaraj people, after questioned by the Vaikuntha people, they began to answer. What is that answer? Brudha dharmasya nastatvam yaksha dharmasya lakshanam. So they began to answer, Veda pranihido dharma hi adharmasya viparyaya. Veda narayanam saksha Swayambur iti Sushuma. Veda Pranihido Dharma. Whatever is the Dharma, Swadharma, is mentioned in the Vedic literature. Veda Pranihido, Veda is speaking of the Dharma. He adharmasya viparyaya. Whatever is not in the Vedas is called adharma. Veda Narayana Sakshat. The Vedas is Narayana himself. Veda Narayana Sakshat. Swayambur Yadi Shushuma. This is what we heard from Yamaraj. But here, this personality breached all contacts. He committed all kinds of sinful activities which are not mentioned in the Vedas. The actions that is not mentioned in the Vedas is called kukarma, vikarma. Now some of our advertised swamis with big beard and long hairs, they preach about own knowledge which are not connected to the Shastra at all. Now here, Yamaraj people are talking about what is religion, what is irreligion, what is dharma, what is adharma. That which is not found in the Vedic literature is that action is called adharma. Now this guy has committed all of them. Therefore, we want to take him to the Yamaraj's place. But the Vaikuntha boys actually told him it's not possible. So you go, you cannot take the soul by any means. We will not allow you. And they made an endeavor to take him by force. But the Narayana's people didn't allow them. So they went with all frustration and anger to Yamaraj and told that we have seen some dazzling fellows, very pretty, beautiful boys, having bluish hue and having a golden helmet, 4 hands, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, all these things. They are not Narayana, we are sure, but resembling Narayana. They stopped us bringing this fellow to you. Now what do we do? Who are these people? So immediately Yamaraj understood. Yamaraj understood, said that it was nice they left you alive. Otherwise you would have killed too if you fought with them. Actually they are the servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Narayana. You need to know what is Swadharma, what is real religious principles. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranidam. The dharma is executed for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan, Lord Sri Krishna or Lord Narayana. And it is most confidential. Nobody knows about this. No one, no demigods, no semi-demigods, no kinnaras, no gandharvas know about this secret. But you must understand, simply pleasing the Supreme Lord, we are pleasing or we are following the perfect religious principles. So therefore, wherever there are Vaishnavas who is chanting the holy name of the Lord, please do not go that side. That area is restricted, off limit. You cannot go there. So you must understand they have done right thing. Even though I told you to bring him, since some others, superior beings intervene, it is good that you didn't try to fight with them. You came here to tell me what really happened. So that is what we are talking about, this Swadharma. Here Krishna directly giving him the instructions, you kill them, you kill. When you go to the battlefield, commander says, now you launch the weapon. you shoot the arrow, you send the nuclear weapon, kill them, you just do it. By doing that, you get medal, you get the reputation, you become so famous as an obedient soldier. So here Krishna is actually the commander, even though he does not raise any weapons. So that is the Swadharma. So in Varnashrama principles, the goal, eternal religion, no, eternal religious principles, which is Varnashrama principles, the goal is to satisfy Lord Sri Krishna. That is the paradharma of every living being. So that is what Krishna is telling to Arjun here. All right. Thank you so much. And we will continue in the next verse. Hare Krishna.